Hey, RetconRaider here, and welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3. As today, we tie up a few loose ends around the grove and then set our sights on places unknown. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's been fun reading lore books and chatting up the local NPCs, but it will be nice to get back to some proper adventuring. I will note, though, that I did end up taking Asterion off his leash. I let him wander around town a bit unattended. And, you know, he collected a number of interesting gewgaws and souvenirs. I'm sure there's nothing to worry about there. I mean, I was going to ask him where he got all this stuff, but then he gave me this very fine hat. Which, granted, doesn't fit quite right, but I do like the way that my back horns sort of pin it in place on my head to make up for the fact that I have a unique Saurian skull structure. That's actually kind of a fun detail. That said, I'm not sure we really want to run around with a hat. I'm not sure I could take Auric seriously with that thing on. But let me know what you guys think. And then aside from that, we've also got a slowly building stockpile of assorted lore books, but we'll worry about those later. For now, we've got a few other things I'd like to touch on. Starting with this.
And you shall find.
I will admit, I probably never would have looked up there if not for the comments on the previous videos. They do get pretty sneaky with some of these stashes. I'm sure there's at least one or two I've walked right past. Watch your heads. Oh, sorry. I very much apologize, yes. That thing's behavior is entirely out of hand. I'll take care of it at once. It's cool. That thing was only going to last another couple of rounds anyway. Though I am surprised he cared. I figured they'd just kind of ignore me as long as it didn't actually hit anyone. Which nets us a Sylvan Stone. Interesting. And a big old pile of gold. Plus, of course, the shiny chest as well. And we will take all three. Very nice. Perfect timing for a big old pile of gold, too, because it turns out that Volo here is actually marked as a Tier 2 merchant.
Pardon me, I must prepare to travel. Good day, my friend.
Before you go, do you mind if I get a quick gander at your goods? Alright, so we've got assorted scrolls, we've got a magic ring, the Whispering Promise. Blessed Mercy. When you heal a creature, you gain a plus 1d4 bonus to attack rolls and savings throws for 2 turns. For just 100 gold. I mean, that's not bad at all. I mean, we'd be healing with Shadowheart anyway. Might as well get a bonus while doing it. And all for just 100 gold. What a deal. We'll pass on the scrolls, though. Those are a bit on the pricier side. Ooh, lore books. Volo's Guide to Spirits and Specters. That one's a draft copy. Okay, you know what? I will go ahead and take that, and I will take this one as well. I don't think we found that in Nettie's library. I mean, sitting out randomly unattended. Also, I should point out here that Volo has almost a half-dozen potions of animal speaking in his inventory, so he could clearly speak with that bear if he really wanted to. He's just being Volo, which I can respect. As is clearly evidenced by me offering literal garbage for his book. I suppose this is also a good time to practice some volume control. if I can figure out how to split them. Oh, there we go. I had to hold down shift. And there we go. I mean, I suppose I could shed some more garbage, but I honestly have no idea what items might end up coming in handy. Like, obviously, we already found uses for the shovel, so who's to say we won't find use for the hammer or the bucket, or even eating utensils. And obviously, I want to hold on to at least one copy of each lore book for later perusal. So I think this is fine. I'm sure we'll be swimming in gold before too much longer anyway. Thank you, Volo. You are a scholar and a person. Enjoy being killed by goblins.
Yes, I see. Let's get on with it.
I've got a long road.
I do wish I could understand you.
I suppose I could have tossed him a bone too, but no worries. I'll convert those to cash a little later down the line. Let's move on to detour number 3. Alright, so obviously we've got our fishy friend down here, but before we chat with him, we leave no stone unturned. This I actually remember from the early access builds. The one I used to record the original early access series. So, for those of you who are wondering, I do have some experience with the game. I'm not going in completely blind. But it was a largely outdated build. And I never played past the Blighted Village, so while I do have some advantages right now, that's going to change very quickly once we get past the first few areas. It's actually kind of trippy, because half the stuff I remember plays out differently now. Amulet of Sylvanas. Grants Lesser Restoration, which we will of course toss to Shadowheart to further expand her ever-growing arsenal of curative magics. Not bad for 20 seconds work.
No time to rest. I should speak up.
He didn't come back, did he? His smell is gone. He's gone.
Who are you talking about? Who's gone missing?
Master, he left with the weaponed two legs. He said he'd be back. But I can smell them, the weaponed ones, and I cannot smell him. He's not coming back.
Look, I know it's hard to bear for now, but I'm sure he's fine.
No, the woods have gone dark. There's too many predators lately, even for Master.
Oh, it'll be fine. Probably.
Still nothing. Still nothing.
I mean, I suppose I can't really make any promises. I certainly would like to save Halsin, but I've never actually played that part, so I'm not sure how much of a sure thing it actually is. Let's pop across here to this other obvious walkable area. And there we go. Stash number 3. Scroll of Haste. Nice. We definitely don't want to squander that. We'll probably copy that into Gale's spellbook later. From what I've heard, Baldur's Gate 3 takes some interesting liberties with how the haste spell functions. I do look forward to trying it out. And then that also looks like a walkable area, but I don't think we can actually get over there. Okay, no, that's not a walkable area. You can tell because it says there's not enough space. Okay, let's pop back up top, and then I believe we've just got the one path left. Volo?
Yes, I see. And is that with 2 R's or 1?
You really should learn Ursine language, buddy. It's pretty handy.
Moon, sun, oh, remind me. No, that doesn't work. Damn it.
Oh, and this I also remember. This is a fun one. Also, stash number 4.
It hurts! It hurts! Please, make it stop!
You two are being awfully harsh, don't you think?
Don't you think it's awful? We'll save you, poor soul.
The critters start a duet of their own, attempting to drown out the bard's music. They look at you expectantly.
Well, that is certainly a thing that someone programmed into this game. River dancing squirrels. Bravo, I guess. I certainly was not expecting that. Though I am starting to suspect that Speak with Animals may actually just be schizophrenia.
Of course, we are born performers.
Unlike some.
We'll just let that process for a moment, and
The last light. Does that fit? No, that's awful.
moving on.
Dance upon the stars tonight. Smiles and pain will fade away. Words of mine will change. No. Become.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to intrude. That was a good effort. Just needs a bit more polish.
It sounded like a cat being strangled. God damn it!
I'm not going to ask how you know what that sounds like, but yes, your squirrely little friends implied as much. Though they did spend some time dancing around the subject.
I thought they were cheering me on. Even animals think I'm terrible. I want to finish this song, but I can't. Nothing fits, you know?
Yeah, I think that's all just part of the creative process. Hard to create without destroying yourself. Don't read into that.
True. And when you finally perfect a song, there's nothing like it. But when you're stuck and it's just getting worse, ugh.
Well, maybe I can help. I'm not much of a musician, but I do know my scales.
It can't hurt. I have an extra lute, if you want.
That is some very heavy subtext, but sure, I'm never one to turn down free loot.
I'll start from the beginning. We'll take it slow. Dance upon the stars tonight. Smile and pain will fade away.
Maybe this was a mistake. I should have probably just talked this out instead of stringing her along. But we're in it, so we have no choice but to play along. Hey, okay.
Words of mine will turn to ash when you cool the last light down.
Oh, good. We have to keep going. Well. Oh, thank goodness. It's getting easier. Wow, maybe we really do know our scales.
Moon reminds me of your grace, all the love I can't repay. Rest and know that I will pray. Farewell, my dear old friend.
Dance upon the stars tonight. Smile and pain will fade away. Words of mine will turn to ash when you call the last light down. Moon reminds me of your grace, all the love I can't repay. Rest and know that I will pray. Farewell, my dear old friend. Moon, sun, oh, remind me of your grace, faith, care, all the love I can't repay. Moon, sun, oh, remind me of your grace, faith, care, all the love I can't repay. Dance upon the stars tonight. Smile and pain will fade away. Words of mine will turn to ash when you call the last light down. Moon reminds me of your grace, all the love I can't repay. Rest and know that I will pray. Farewell, my dear old friend. Dance upon the stars tonight. Smile and pain will fade away.
Sorry.
It's fine. Cry as much as you need to.
She'd have said the same thing. That's the first time I've played since Lihala died. My teacher. She was playing her lute. We didn't hear the gnolls coming. There was so much blood. I can still smell it.
Well, that's a bummer. That's terrible, but I'm sure she'd be proud if she could see you now.
She'd yell at me for that clunky verse. And make me play till my fingers were raw. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Finish the Weeping Dawn. For her. Keep the lute. Please. You've earned it. I've a long way to go. But thank you. I needed this. On the stars tonight, smile and pain will fade away.
It was my pleasure. And thank you for the lute. I don't know how to play it, but I will treasure it always. Oh, actually, do I know how to play it? Have I spontaneously willed myself to know how to play stringed instruments? Or can everyone perform even untrained? Okay, scratch that. I do appear to have musical instrument proficiency. Well, alright then. And here I thought I was just picking at random.
It's still rough, but my song is getting there.
You're doing great, kid. I wish you all the best. I'm going to take your stuff now. She is adorable.
Ready.
You know, back in EA, there were people who were just completely convinced that Alfira was going to be one of the unrevealed companions.
Let's go.
Which would have made sense. I mean, a tiefling bard would have been pretty fantastic. It would have been a nice counterpoint to Asterion as our only rogue option. Which means we're stuck with Asterion until I can retrain Shadowheart as a substitute rogue. Cap of Curing. Soothing songs. When you inspire an ally using bardic inspiration, they also regain 1 to 6 hit points. Putting on this hat is somehow enough to lift your spirits. Huh. That's actually a halfway decent item. I mean, completely useless to us, but... Well, actually... How does this look on us? I mean, hats look kind of silly on us by default, but... Huh. That actually looks kind of rakish. Not quite as clean a fit as the other one, but... I could get used to that. I don't know. I mean, this one's not bad either. Though they are both very silly. Oh, man. You guys are going to have to weigh in on this. I'm not sure. We'll try it out for a while. Part of me really wants to run around with a very fine hat, but I don't know if I could take our character seriously if we do. Oh, autosave. Rarely a good sign.
Is someone singing?
It's beautiful.
That is slightly peculiar. We just walked away from the person doing the singing. Yeah, we should probably go check that out.
Such a pretty song. My faith will guide me.
Let's hedge our bets real quick.
Please.
Alright, kiddo, what's going on out here?
Let's get going. Can't slow down.
Shh. Listen.
Yes, it's quite lovely. You should step back from the water, child. It's dangerous.
Don't you hear it? It's so peaceful.
I actually don't hear anything right now. You should come back to shore.
No. It's just a bit of water. I only want to listen. Just a little closer. Yes, everything's gonna be fine once I get there.
Well, that escalated very quickly. Gale, buddy? Oof.
Some healing for a wizard in need.
Yeah, on it. Okay, did we lose anyone else? No, just Gale. And he is not in great shape. We need to take out the singing harpy. And pull Gale out of there somehow. Let's get the flyers on support. We just need to pull heat off Gale. Alright, that'll have to do. And Quoth, you are much closer. So please. That'll do it.
Villain! But I see you now for what you are.
You're probably about to die, but your sacrifice was not in vain. Yeah, that's about the response I expected. But honestly, it worked out about as well as I think we could have hoped for. This should count as double teaming. Nice. Plus a little on the side. Yeah, get out of here. Go. Murkhan needs to be Murgon. Ooh. Well, that could have gotten way worse.
Moving.
Shadowheart. What's the word? Which should also buff up her attack? Oh no, it buffed.
Swords meet sorcery.
It buffed Gale. That is not how I was expecting that to work, but we'll take it. No luck on the Thunderwave. Shove off. Nice. Run.
Let's finish.
Alright, well, if Gale's the one who got the buff, that at least makes him more resistant to being recharmed. So it doesn't do much for Shadowheart's offense. Still, though, that does open some interesting tactical options.
Destroyer. No choice but to keep going.
I think we're going to have to drop Detect Thoughts. We'll need every edge we can get here. I mean, we can recast Detect Thoughts as needed, but we would be losing Hex. Yeah, let's do it. We need to thin these guys out. Let's run some numbers. There we go. Now who's the finely tuned killing machine?
Wonder if the gods are watching me.
Alright, 3 of these things left. 2 up next. Let's hope for the best.
It's time to
Okay. Stop that. That's enough harping on from you. I've got to say, I love that audio shift between when they're singing and when they're not. The
Let's turn someone inside out.
orchestral sting. Probably not the right term, but it's the first thing that came to mind. No, let's try to pin this one down.
Let's do it.
Nice tag. And in we go. Yes, go. Nice. I think we're good.
On the move.
Let's try to clear one of the ones that's about to go. Oh, that's an interesting move. We'll have to try that out if we can actually get close enough. But for now... Nice. Not great, but it's something. Oh, you know what? Oh, wait.
Can't always be a gentleman.
Terrible.
Blood comes easy these days.
Let's try that again, shall we? Nice.
Talk to me.
But not enough. That should keep them off Gale.
What fools these mortals be.
Get out of here. imperfect. I mean, I was really hoping it would provoke during its turn, but this works too. Now Asterion can finish this one off. Or he can completely whiff. Well, Shadowheart? There we go. Let's top off Auric. And yes, the ring actually blesses the target of her heal.
Unleash me.
Not the person doing the healing. That is interesting.
So much for peace.
Which works out just fine, because Auric's damage potential is much higher than Shadowheart's. Oh right, we have Dragon Breath. I really should use that someday. You know what? Behold, the instrument of your destruction!
Battle of wits.
Feel the sting.
Let's have some carnage.
Should have bolted.
Don't linger.
My goodness, guys. We're supposed to end on the one-liners. Oh, we're gone. Sanctuary.
When I go.
Please, just die. Oh boy.
What happened? But I see you now for what you are.
Let's have some fun.
Asterion, buddy, can you squish in here somewhere? How about a B sharp? Thank you.
Are they gone?
Yes, child. They're gone. You're safe now. Are you unharmed?
No. Yes. I mean, I don't know.
Easy. Just breathe. You're safe.
That's what the voice said. I almost got to the nest, but the singing. I need to get back. Mole will be so mad. Wait, you should meet Mole. She'll be grateful you helped me. Find a boy called Donny. Tell him you want to see the dragon's lair.
Nice kid. Glad he survived. What's up, Gale?
That scamp reminds me of myself when I was a nipper. Always getting into trouble.
Ran into a lot of harpies, did you?
And worse. One time, my parents denied me a kitten, so I summoned myself a Tressim. Ugh, dear old Tara. Beautiful creature. Benefits of a wizard's education, you see. Of course, my considerable talent didn't hurt either. Well, that depends on who you ask, I suppose. I may have summoned things rather more exotic than a winged cat.
Gale, buddy, if you can summon a winged cat, why are you not doing it right now?
There was that magma mephit once. Nice fellow, we kept in touch. Of course, in walked the housekeeper, screaming, yelling, panic, and before you know it, fire everywhere. Anyway, I'm glad we got that boy out of his predicament. Poor lad would have been harpy feed if it wasn't for you.
Yeah, I'm glad too. It was pretty dicey there for a minute. Also, I'm sorry, I can't take Oric seriously with that thing on. But again, let me know what you guys think. I will defer to the wisdom of the raiders and rank-and-file viewers, I think. I mean, I suppose it'll eventually be moot once we find headwear that actually does something. Because then, of course, we'll wear that, but...
What's in here?
For now, we have the luxury of fashion.
At the ready.
Oh, do we have any short rests left? We do. Nice.
Welcome, rest.
Though we do need to make sure we long rest fairly frequently, at least once every 4 or 5 episodes. There's a lot of events that really rely on you long resting, even though it's sort of counterintuitive, you know? You feel like you should push on as long as possible without resting, unless you have to. But at the same time, there are several events that simply won't play out if you don't. Though it is a finely tuned balancing act, because there are also events that you'll miss if you don't get to them before you rest, like Volo. I've never seen Volo in the Grove before. And that's apparently because I normally rested before I got to the Grove, in which case he leaves. He's not there, he moves on to his next location. Oh, here we go. Okay. We've got a slightly obscured path back here leading up to the nest. That's got to be where our big prize is. Let us ascend and see what we can add to our nest egg. And that's where we met our fishy friend. Kind of makes you wonder how the druids never noticed these things. Too far. We'll have to let Shadowheart take lead on this.
Always shop.
And not to be outdone by the party cleric. That is very silly, but also very convenient.
Let's see what those harpies were hoarding.
Ring of Color Spray. When the light hits it just so, the center jewel shimmers with every color of the rainbow. Well, that is pretty fantastic. We'll pass that over to Gale. And we've got a couple of lore objects. I'm sorry. Miriam, I'm sorry it's been so long since I've written. A lot has happened. First, some good news. Maggie Two Fingers won't be bothering you anymore. I paid her back in full. I'm sorry. She should never have got your name in the first place. Now for the bad news. My love, I'm not coming home. Not for a while, at least. The money came from a mercenary group. Probably best I don't give their name. And I've agreed to a couple of jobs in Icewind Dale in return. They paid me up front because... Gods, it's so strange to write it. Because they need a warlock. They needed me. I took the deal the Cambion offered. I'm not going to say I had no choice, because that would be a lie. But I don't regret it. I'm a new man. I feel strong for the first time in my life. Aside from being awoken in the middle of the night by the smell of sulfur, he likes to drop by to see how everything is going. I have no complaints. If you don't reply to this letter, I understand. And if you don't want me to come back at all, well, I understand that too. I love you, Miriam, and I want you to be happy, even if it's not with me. Edmund. Well, that is a very sad story. With a lot of name-dropping, Maggie Two Fingers, Edmund, and Miriam. And now the other one. Inscrutable Journal. We've followed Musharib's instructions so far, but something feels odd. We've encountered no creatures along the way. Only alien noises from all directions. Sleep evades us, and the muck on my boots is hardened into a permanent feature. Hopefully we find... Lost more hair this morning. I knew there were side effects to coming back, but I didn't expect it to be so... Arak. I hear him laughing, the lamentations of Omuans droning like a chorus. What is the purpose of this hellhole? He speaks through the walls, the ceiling, the floor. Is he the tomb? Is he... On the last legible page is a crudely drawn charcoal outline of a bearded devil's face, its mouth agape in a silent scream. I sure hope this isn't Edmund's journal, because if it is, it sounds like things didn't go well for him. But, you know, even if it was, surely he was just an outlier. I mean, not every warlock would be doomed to meet a grim fate such as that, right?
What's next?
No, I'm sure it was just a fluke. Everything's fine.
I must keep going.
If not over, then through.
All right, we had a couple of paths behind us. Let's check those out real quick. Then I think we'll be at a good stopping point. Though, if we had time left over, I would read some lore books. I think that's what we'll do. I think if we ever find ourselves with some time to spare at the end of an episode, or between scenes, we'll read a book or two, and I'll send them back to camp as we finish them. The thing is, we do need to make sure we actually read these books in a somewhat timely fashion, because, as we saw last episode, some of them are actually keyed into various quests. That's actually how we hit level 3, from reading a random note on a desk.
Best be on my way.
We just don't want to do them all at once either, because then it just becomes a solid half hour of nothing but lore books. And while I'm sure some folks would enjoy that, I think the average viewer probably doesn't. So we'll compromise. We'll do a few here and there.
Direct me.
No one's stopped me yet. Don't waste a step.
Oh. I'm sure that's not as bad as it looks. Just some light ribbing. And a polished dagger. The dagger's leather grip is stamped with a stag's head, the symbol of the Emerald Enclave. No statistical difference. Seems to be a normal dagger from a stat standpoint. Any visual? No. Looks to be identical to a standard dagger. Which does make me wonder why they gave it a unique name. Perhaps we can ask around the Enclave. Find out who this thing belonged to. Or belongs to, current tense. I mean, I'm assuming one of these skeletons belongs to the owner, but I suppose it's also possible someone just lost their dagger.
You know what I really miss about Baldur's Gate? The food. Freshest fish I've ever had.
I don't care for fish. Red meat, now, that's a different matter. Rare as can be. Dripping.
Well, unless we find a cure, you won't have any teeth to chew it with soon enough.
Asterion being as subtle as ever. Mr. Van Helsing, I never drink wine. Oh, well that's pretty obvious. Oop. Shuffle on in.
That's curious.
There we go. Nothing all that notable, but every little bit helps. Honestly, this has been a really good day for loot. That waterfall also looks very conspicuous, but I'm not sure there's any practical way for us to actually get over there. Not with our current set of abilities. Maybe once we pick up a more martial character who actually has athletics. Yeah, that really looks conspicuous. From there to the flat rock below it, and then from there to the waterfall. We'll have to make a note of that, so we can come back and check it out once we're... Actually...
A long way to go still.
No, I didn't think so. Close, though. Closer than I thought.
Never a dull moment.
Just not enough to leap to conclusions.
Never wanted the easy path.
I guess we have this one little nook here, too. Let's give that a peek. Nope, looks clear. gotta say, we had some pretty noteworthy encounters today. Not to mention some serious looting. That said, we are at time, so I feel like this is a good place to call it. We'll hit the pause button for now. I'll do the usual off-screen bookkeeping. And we will pick up here next time, as I guess we'll check out the local mall. See you then. Oh, and special thanks to the Raiders, the fine folks who help make these videos possible, including but not limited to Revenant, Alois, CrowkingLoR, Dragon Matrix 7, Drakiith, V23, EgonAlter, Emile, Exsellsior, Gottlieb, James Trimmier, Kazorm, Mark Giemza, Nathan Welch Jr., OverlordPherom, RandomPassrby, RobbyB, Rowan Church, Tomasz Piątkowski, Triphoppenskip, and Valinrook. Thanks for your support, guys. That said, if you'd also like to help support the channel, then feel free to push the buttons that do the things. Trust me, it does make a difference. Or you could even check out the PayPal, the Patreon, the Nexus GG, or the YouTube memberships. Links are in the description.
Don't you think it's awful? We'll save you, poor soul.